So, I saw the Five Nights at Freddy's movie last night with my dad. So, I thought, why not give my opinion on the movie? And no, you do not need the same opinion as me. The series just meant so much to me when I was younger. Before I forget, I will be getting into spoilers, so be warned. Okay, now let's get on with the review. Let us start off with what is good about the movie. Well, now that we are done with that, let's talk about the bad. All jokes aside, the movie was pretty decent. Not the worst thing I have seen. The acting is honestly pretty good. I mean, they did have pretty high budget actors for the movie. One other thing I liked about the movie was the prop design. The pizzeria may not exactly look like the game, but it makes sense for the movie to look like how it is. The animatronics looked amazing, and being as much as a fan as I am, I really enjoyed the Easter eggs and references in the movie, too. From the original poster you see in The Office, to Balloon Boy, and to even Spiky, who was there. If you are a fan of the series, you are most likely going to like this movie. I liked how when Afton met Mike and he was reading off all his information, that he started to stutter when reading his last name and started getting nervous. Maybe this is to lead to into where in the game Mike was Will's son. I hope they explore more of this idea in the second movie, which probably will happen eventually, even though this movie was not the best. Let us be honest here, it is still going to make a ton of money. But if they do explore into him being his father, it will be weird if they continue this Vanessa-Mike relationship going on, because then they would be siblings, or half siblings at least. I like how they also took the overall story and changed it a little to make it the way they wanted it. Instead of Mike trying to get revenge on his father for all the trauma and pain he has caused, it is about him trying to win custody over his sister and find out who took his brother from him and get revenge. He recently got fired from attacking a man thinking he was stealing a kid, which turned out to be the man's son. He did this so what happened with his brother would not happen again. Let us get into the bad now. It's sad to say there's way worse than good here. If you are a horror fan and wanted to watch this movie because you thought it would be scary, you thought wrong. Everything horror aspect is predictable here. They cut away from every death, and even though I could barely count, I could count every jump scare on one hand. The Fnaf games popularized jump scares, and there's barely any here. The animatronics are creepy, but do not do much. It is only the Cupcake and Foxy that have done a bunch. Okay, the rant is over now, but the third act really did fall apart. The movie is short, so you do not expect to be in the third act, but you suddenly are. It is a mess at the end, and they shove William Afton down your throat also. He just pops out of nowhere, and he was only mentioned a few times. We barely just learned about him, and now we are trying to kill him? It just seems kind of rushed in there. There is not much I can judge on writing here because I fucking suck at English, but it's okay for the most part. There were times when it was scuffed though. I saw this scene before the movie even came out, but the montage scene was so unneeded. I mean, yes, it shows that they are quote-unquote friends, or at least are trying to be. But I do not know if I just wasn't listening to this part, but why would they try and make Cindy one of them? In the game, it was said they thought you were an endoskeleton without a suit, but I didn't hear any reasoning here. Overall, the movie is just okay. If you want a fun time watching something stupid, I recommend this. I am going to give 3 separate scores for this movie. First, a movie score, then a horror movie score, then a Fnaf score. So for the movie score, I am going to give a very sad 5.8 out of 10. There's not much going on for this movie. If you haven't played any of the games before, or don't know anything of the lore, there's not much you will be enjoying here. If you put your nostalgia glasses off, you probably wouldn't enjoy it much either. Like I said, the third act really fell apart, which is dropping the score down even more. Now, as a horror movie, this is a horrifyingly placed 2 out of 10. There's only one kill in the whole movie that was good. Everything else was just cutaways. The few little jump scares they did have were obvious. The scenes where it passed something or someone and they were gone when you look back were overused and obvious too. For the Fnaf score, this is going to get a wonderfully placed 8 out of 10. If you are a fan of the games, you are going to like this. There are many references and Easter eggs that you will enjoy. As much as I wish Markiplier was in it, it is still good as a Fnaf movie. I may not have enjoyed this movie that much, but I hope you did. So farewell. See you in the next video. Bye bye.